I didn't know that morning would be the last time I'd see my children. I never imagined it. But when I woke up that day, something felt different. The last thing I remember was the pressure. His hands on my neck. No panic. No hesitation. Just silence. And in that silence, I realized I was never going to see my babies again. People will say, she must have known something was wrong. But the truth is, you never expect the man you love to be the one who kills you. How did we get here? It wasn't always like this. We were happy once, or at least I thought we were. We met in 2010. He made me feel seen, wanted, safe. I was the one who pushed him away at first. And he stayed. He waited. He loved me hard. When we got married, I truly believed we were unbreakable. Then came Bella, then CCE. 2 perfect little girls. And when I found out I was pregnant again, I thought, maybe this would bring us even closer. But something had changed. And I didn't want to admit it. Because when your life looks perfect on the outside, you start lying to yourself just to protect the illusion. He wasn't the man I married anymore. I remember the nights he'd come home late, the way he'd slam the door behind him. No hello. No kiss. Just silence filling the room like a thick fog. One night, I saw his phone light up, a message from a number I didn't know. He quickly hid it when I looked. That's when the knot in my stomach started to tighten. His eyes, once full of laughter, were now empty, staring past me like I was a ghost. He stopped asking about my day. Stopped sharing his own. Even our daughters felt the chill. I tried to reach him. Chris, what's going on? I'd whisper in the dark. But he just turned away. The man I loved was slipping through my fingers. And I was left grasping at shadows. The night it happened, everything felt wrong. I had just gotten home from a work trip. The house was too quiet. No laughter, no music, just an eerie stillness. Chris was waiting in the living room, but he didn't look at me. His eyes were glassy, like he'd been somewhere I wasn't allowed to follow. He tried to act normal. "Hey, you're back early," he said, but his voice didn't match his eyes. I felt a cold weight settle in my chest. Something had broken between us, something that couldn't be fixed. Then he reached out. And before I could react, everything spiraled out of control. I begged him, pleaded for our family, but his silence was louder than any words. From the shadows, I saw him move through the house like a ghost, cold and methodical. He whispered lies to the police, words heavy with deceit and calm. I felt every breath of my daughters, innocent and unaware. Their tiny hands reached for me in the dark, but I was trapped, silent, powerless. The walls held our secrets, the echoes of their laughter fading into silence. And though my body lay still, my mind raced, desperate to hold onto the fragments of love that once was. He had planned it all, every cruel detail. And in that moment, I understood I was just the beginning of a nightmare that would shatter everything. My name was Shanann. A wife. A mother. A dreamer. I believed in love, in family, in a future bright and full. But now, I am a whisper in the dark. A story told through tears and silence. Remember me not for how I died, but for how fiercely I loved. Hold my daughters close. Hold your loved ones closer. Because sometimes, the darkest shadows come from those we trust the most. If Shanann's story touched you, don't let her voice be forgotten. Subscribe to hear the stories that the world tries to silence. Like, share, and join us as we remember the victims. And seek justice through their words. Because every story matters. And every voice deserves to be heard.